Hey, good morning, guys. This is Kendra with Signing Agent Basics. And in this video, you and I are going to interview a mortgage loan officer, guys. I am super excited to bring to you a 20-year mortgage loan professional to answer some of the questions that you and I may have about loan officers, how they fit into this whole signing process, things that we can do to be better signing agents for those loan officers, and of course, what we can do to get more direct business from loan officers. So I'm going to bring my guest on in just a few moments, but before I do that, guys, I want you to do me a favor. I see some of you guys are already on it. Go down into the description box, say, hey, good morning to everybody. What's up? Let us know what city and state you are from. And then also do me a favor, guys. Let me know if you are an aspiring signing agent. So basically, you are not a signing agent yet. You're kind of gathering information. You're thinking about being a signing agent. So let me know if you are an aspiring signing agent. Let me know if you are a new signing agent. So you are already a signing agent, but you've been doing this thing for, let's say less than a year. Or if you are an experienced signing agent, if you have a year or more experience, let me know. So let me know if you're an aspiring signing agent, a new signing agent, or an experienced signing agent. And then also, guys, let me know what city and state you are currently in. And look, do me a favor too, guys. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up button no matter what. When you guys hit that thumbs up button, it lets me know that you like and appreciate this type of content so that I can do more of this type of content for you. So guys, as I said in the very beginning of this video, I am going to be bringing in a 20-year mortgage loan professional by the name of Robert E. Lewis. Now, I know we got the same last name, but no relation. I think excellence just runs in the Lewis name. That may be part of it. But I have known Robert Lewis personally and professionally, guys, for almost those full 20 years. Because here's the thing, guys. You guys know I am extremely selective about the information that I provide to you. I'm extremely selective about the people that I have providing information to you because I always want to make sure that I have the best people and the most accurate information to give to you. So I couldn't think of anyone better than Robert E. Lewis to come in to talk to us about mortgage loans and mortgage lending. So I'm going to stop talking and I am going to bring Mr. Lewis on and I am going to have him introduce himself. So guys, do me a favor in the chat, tell Robert what's up and thank you for coming. And then Mr. Lewis, go ahead, tell us about yourself, sir.
Well, good morning, Kendra. Thank you for having me on. Buenos dias to those that might speak that language. Buen dia to the Afro-Latinos out there. That's the only other little languages I know. I feel super welcome. Thank you for all of the good mornings in the comment section. And just briefly about me, as Kendra bursted my bubble first and foremost, because I thought we were family, literally. But like she said, that excellence just kind of runs through the name. Been in the mortgage industry going on 20 years, and I've been blessed to know her as well. And at the essence of it, I help people craft the best loan products, if you will, for them and their families as they endeavor to purchase single family, duplex, triplex, or fourplex, or what we call residential real estate. A teacher at heart and just love helping people and love this industry. So thank you for the opportunity, Kendra. You know, I don't have a lot to say about me. I'm ready to get into it whenever you are. Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Robert. Again, I appreciate you for taking the time out early in the morning to come in to talk to us. So, guys, I have some questions already prepared for Robert. But while I'm going through those questions, I'm also interested in the questions that you have. So, as we're going through, if you guys have any questions that you've always wanted to ask a loan officer, be sure to put them down in the chat. So we're going to start off with the first question, and I really think that you kind of already answered it, but let's go ahead and just start from the basics. What does a mortgage loan officer do?
I really feel, Kendra, that a real mortgage loan officer, what they really do is they listen, right? They listen for what it is a client, a potential buyer is really trying to achieve. And the majority of the folks that I'm listening and helping are people looking to purchase primary or residential real estate, stuff that they're going to live in, right? And so what I feel that I do and all mortgage loan originators do, we listen and then we place those people with the best loan product that will help those folks, immediately get into the home. And those of us that really are on another level as far as mortgage loan originators are concerned, we're always looking at placing those folks in those products to help them grow and think about the exit strategy. We've been through this situation that we're all in going on 2 years now. And a lot of the conversations that I've been hearing are about generational wealth. So said all that to say, the last thing that a great mortgage loan originator does is set folks up for that next success, right? For that exit strategy, be it selling the property, taking those gains, transferring it to something else, or showing these folks or setting these folks up on how to keep that property in the family for that generational wealth piece that a lot of folks have been talking about. So I feel like we do all of that from a high level. And I'm sorry, I told you that was going to happen. We do all of that from a high level. And ultimately, give me a second. I apologize. This is live, guys. So don't kill me.
No
Let's turn
worries,
this
you're
stuff
good.
off. I'm
You're
sorry. But
good.
I don't know what this thing is doing, Kendra. It kills me. I apologize.
No
But
worries.
anyway, we're doing so, guys. Let me get back to where I am. And doing so, helping those families, right? Set them up for the exit strategy or for keeping that property. We navigate the process from application all the way through closing. And that's where the conversation is really going to involve you all. And I see the chats are jumping. I'm ready to answer your questions, but I think you'll get a lot of meat out of what we're going to talk about today. And make sure you queue up those questions, because at the end of the journey, when the buyers are at the title company or at their home or wherever they are, and you guys are in their presence, it's super important to make sure that you make us, right? You make me look good in the end, in the culmination of all of that work, by successfully completing that signing. So there you go.
Awesome. And look, that was deep. I was
Yeah.
like thinking really simple stuff, but as
Nah.
usual, Mr. Lewis does things in excellence
Yes,
and
ma'am.
takes things even deeper for us. And so also for you guys who may be super brand new to being a signing agent, a loan officer is also the person that is going to help the borrower determine how much money they can lend. So that loan amount, that's going to be what the loan officer helps to determine. They are going to help the borrower determine the interest rate that they can qualify for. And there's different ways. There's different things that borrower can do to get a lower interest rate, or why their interest rate may be higher, those different types of things. So their loan officer helps them to determine interest rate, and then shows them, okay, with these other factors involved, this is what your payment is going to be. So these are going to be the main things that loan officer is going to help that borrower figure out. So then, Robert, how long does the loan process take? I know as a signing agent, I get documents, feels like 10 minutes before the signing.
Right.
And then I go to meet with the signer. But how long does that process take? How long could that borrower have been going through that process?
I'm going to answer that question, but again, guys, I'm giving 10,000-foot view type responses in the hopes that you guys could drill down in the comment section. So just keep that in mind. So to answer your question briefly and succinctly, Kendra, here's the deal. If a client, we'll stick with purchase clients in this example. If someone has a home already, if they're under contract already, it should take no longer than 30, worst case 45 days, because a lot nowadays, that timetable is determined a lot of times by the appraisal process that we really have no control over. So someone in contract, 30, no more than 45 days. For a refinance, depending on the type of refinances, right? VA IRRRLs, FHA streamlines, those could happen between 15 and 30 days, okay? If it's a traditional refinance, again, we have that appraiser and that appraisal piece, that process. So typically 30 days. Now, if you're just applicating and you've not found your realtor partner or the home that you're going to contract on, I say it shouldn't take any more than 90 days, depending where you are in the country and how hot the market is if you're looking for a home to purchase, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. So basically on average 30 to 90 days
30 to 90, yeah.
depending on different things that are going on.
There
So
you go.
this is something that I hear a lot as a signing agent. People are frustrated. They're like, "Oh, it took 20 days for my loan to close." And since I know that the average time could be anywhere from 30 to 90, I can go, "Hey, you may not know this, but your loan officer helped to get you closed faster than the average."
Excellent process, 20 days. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's excellent.
And saying something like that is one of those things that will endear the signer to their loan officer. And when a signer is happy with their loan officer, they will refer more people to their loan officer, which I'm sure makes the loan officer happy, right?
That's correct. Everybody wins, right? It's a win-win-win. You know what, Kendra?
Exactly.
And if I may on that point, not to take over, when we go,
You're
so cut me
fine.
off. But I think that is the mindset. As a signing agent, too many times you're looking at the lender, the loan officer, the title company. Those are the folks that have what you want, right?
Mhm.
But what you have to understand, when you flip it on its head, when you go out to that customer and make that experience a wow, and you look
Mhm.
at the title company, the lender as your clients,
Mhm.
meaning I'm gonna do a bang up job. I'm gonna just leave these folks with such a great feeling. You don't have to ask for business; it's gonna chase you down.
Boom. Exactly. That, I was going to circle back around to that at the end, but I think that's really going to be sprinkled in, guys. One of the questions that I get a lot from new and aspiring signing agents and even experienced signing agents is, how do I get direct business? And the mortgage, real estate, title industry are very word of mouth based, very referral based. And we have to remember, sometimes I think new signing agents or even signing agents in general tend to forget that while we are doing the signing, the signer is really not our client. The signer is the job. Our client is the title company, the loan officer, the real estate agent, and the signing service. Those are the people that we really want to make happy, because those are the people who are going to send us business. And one of the mistakes that I see new signing agents or inexperienced signing agents make is bad mouthing or bashing the loan officer or other parties in the transaction at the table. And you're shooting yourself in the foot, guys, because I promise you that's going to get back to the loan officer, the title company, the real estate agent. And the odds of them wanting to use you for business in the future, when you was talking about them, is going to be pretty darn low. So definitely, guys, keep that in mind. I'm actually going to switch real quick to one of the questions that I see here in the chat. This is really more of a question about loan officers and not signing agents per se, but it's an interesting question and it's a good question. Latasha wants to know, is the work as a mortgage loan officer, is it commission only?
Excellent question. And It can be commission only, but there are a myriad of different compensation plans, some of which are a base salary plus, commission off of the total gross volume that you produce on a monthly basis. So it can be commission only. I eat what I kill. So I'm 100% commission. Some people get a salary plus commission. Some people are full-time salary. I mean, we forget banks, traditional banks where they're actually taking in deposits and things of that nature. They have loan officers. They could be on a salary. Kendra and I, we started in that industry years ago, right? So you have a myriad of compensation plans or different, I think 3 to 5 different compensation plans that I've seen over my 20-year period. But more times than not, lenders, loan officers are going to be on a commission type structure.
And guys, one thing to add to that, whether they are commission or whether they're salary plus commission or salary plus bonuses or whatever, at the end of the day, they got to close loans.
Right.
Even if you're working with a bank, even if you're getting a salary, you're still a loan officer. And basically, if you don't do your job, if you're not closing loans, you won't be a loan officer for very long. So whether that loan officer is commission-based, salary, whatever, again, it's still very important for us as signing agents to think of that person as our client, to think of that loan officer as somebody that we want to make happy in the process. Great question, Latasha, because that actually really, really does affect sometimes the loan officer's thinking. All right. I got a million questions and we 20 minutes in. So let me try to do better. So I don't know, guys. I don't have a time frame. We're gonna keep Rob for as long as we can.
I'm good. Let's go. It's family. Let's go.
What's going on. All right. So what are loan officer expectations of signing agents? As a loan officer, if you know that there's a signing agent going out to meet with your borrowers, your signers, what are your expectations for that signing agent?
Myself personally, I want you to be confident, okay? And your confidence is only going to come or be as a result of your knowledge base. So I want you to be confident overall, but you need to be knowledgeable. Knowledgeable about what? What the documents are, okay? What you're having someone sign and where they need to sign. I need you and want you to be accurate, okay? Can't have you going back and forth. That kills me. That blows my mind. That's what you're there for. If you're confident, you're knowledgeable, you're accurate. Lastly, I need you to be efficient, right? I tried this years ago, guys. Kendra will let you know. I talk too much. I would be at folks' house 2 or 3 hours. My wife would call me like, you okay? And I'm like, everybody's my friend. So confident, knowledgeable, accurate, and efficient. That's what I want you to be.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And, again, y'all know I got a training program. So I'm not saying this just to hype up my training program, but especially, guys, if you don't have any prior mortgage knowledge, even real estate agents, while they have real estate knowledge, they don't necessarily have mortgage loan document knowledge. If you are new to this industry, the only way that you are going to become knowledgeable, accurate, and efficient is to get training. I know we like to sometimes try to distill this and simplify it and say, oh, you're just getting signatures on a piece of paper. Yes, that is correct when you get to the core of it, but there's so many ways that you can make mistakes. There's so many things that you can miss. And guys, literally missing one signature, one initial, one date can delay the funding on a loan. And Robert can tell you, if you got somebody whose lock expires and that was literally the last day to close their loan, or there were other things, contingencies going on with the purchase or sale of the property, and that funding gets delayed because you miss one signature, it doesn't always, but it can cause serious drama and problems with the file that then other people have to pay on their time and sometimes on their dime to get fixed. And again, at the core of this, we want to know how to get business from loan officers, right? I can tell you one way to not get business from loan officers is to mess up the signing of a loan that then costs them a client, costs them money, costs them time. Because, again, we get documents, guys. We see the documents and we're done. Our job is done in a few hours. But Robert may have been working with this person for 30, 60, 90 days, thinking that today is the day it's going to close and it's going to be done. And due to a signing agent error, it ends up being a different story. So this is why training to make sure that you can become knowledgeable, accurate, and efficient is so important. All right, let me go to the next question because again, I will talk. So let's see what else we got. So this kind of, goes along. What signer questions should a signing agent be able to point out in the documents?
Again, what someone is signing. Let's take the note, for example, right? You should be able to point out the interest rate confidently. Okay. I've been in signings myself and they have no clue, Kendra, no clue at all. And I know I'm in the business. So just imagine if you're going to someone's home that doesn't know that you're not a part of this total process. You just aforementioned it. Here's the deal, guys. I'm the person that people know. I originated the loan. So they think I chose the appraiser, which I don't choose, right? They think I chose the title company, which I don't choose. I get the heat from all of these third-party entities that I don't control. So the trust factor is huge. Training is huge. I'm going to harp on that. I know I'm not taking over the podcast, but training is huge. Okay. So now here's to your question, the note. You should be able to say, this is the note, give a 10,000 foot view of what the note is, be able to point out the interest rate. You're not explaining the interest rate, but here's the interest rate. And then secondly, where folks should sign. That's what you're there for, right? The what and where. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Good stuff. So, guys, the most common questions that I hear from signers and the things that I always point out initially to signers to make the signing easy, people want to know what's their loan amount, what's their interest rate, what's their payment, do they have the right to cancel this transaction after signing, who is the owner of the home, who is on the deed. So I actually have a video, guys. Check it out in my channel, how to explain the 5 most important documents in a package. Now, of course, I feel like you should be able to give a brief description of pretty much every document in a package. But if you can only give a description of those 5 documents, that is going to answer 95% of the questions that most signers have. And those are the types of things that loan officers are going to expect you to be able to point out. So make sure you know how to do at least those things.
That's a strong 5, Kendra. I agree. Yeah.
So then kind of on the flip side of it, and again, I think you kind of touched on it, what questions should a signing agent never answer?
Those 5 in reverse, right? As far as that's the what did I say? The where and the what and the where to sign. You should never get into the why. Okay. You're not the loan officer. You're not the title company. You were contracted with a title company or whatever service that contracted you, right? So don't become a loan officer and start trying to explain those things. And that's just the short of it. I don't need to go too far into that. It's simply that. Play your position.
That's it. Look, guys, and you're going to hear, so especially for new signing agents, you're going to have people a lot of times because they don't understand that we are just the signing agent. They're going to ask questions like, okay, well, I saw on TV that the interest rate is 3% today. Why is my interest rate 4.5? And again, guys, there could be a ton of different reasons why that is, but that's between them and their loan officer. Their loan officer can explain to them, this is why you have the interest rate that you have. Exactly. And so, again, this is not the time for you to go, your loan officer must not have done a good job. You don't know. That person might have been on the cusp. One, point in their credit difference may have meant the difference between that loan and no loan.
Right.
So
Right.
the last thing you want to do is try to extrapolate or explain why you think. I don't tell people what I think.
No, that's not what you're there
I
for.
don't tell them what I think.
Right.
And
Right.
again, as somebody who was previously in mortgage, sometimes I have to shut my brain off because in my mind, I'm thinking about all the different reasons why it may have been. But at the end of the day, I wasn't their loan officer. I don't know what was going on with their file. And that's when I tell them, hey, you know what? Give your loan officer a call. They can explain exactly why that is. And again, as a good signing agent, the thing that you'll want to do is not say that in a negative manner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
That
it's not
matters.
only what you say, it's also how you say it. So again, I don't put any type of inference on it whatsoever. I'm like, you know what? That's a good question. I don't know. Give your loan officer a call. I'm sure they can explain exactly why that is. So
Gotcha.
keep that in mind as well, guys, because that's another one of those things that I definitely see with new signing agents. We get in front of the signers. We're very often, especially in this day and age of COVID and things being done on the online, we may very well be the only live person that they see in this entire transaction. And a lot of new signing agents feel this closeness, like these are my people. I need to make sure that they're happy and everything is okay. And of course, we don't want anything negative going on, but they are the job. They're not the customer. So we want to make sure that we are doing the job right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
here's something that I get sometimes from signers, and they will say, my loan officer never sent me my CD. I never got my appraisal. I never got these disclosures. I ain't never get nothing from this person. What when if a signing agent gets that question thrown at them, what should they do?
Again, Kendra, if I was put in that position, I'm always going to refer them back to the loan officer. However, you all need to know as signing agents, especially 2021, whatever today is, it I guess it's the 20th October 2021. That didn't happen, guys. There's so much compliance and things of that nature that must go on before we can even get documents out. You guys may get documents 2 hours before closing on a refinance or something of that nature, like Kendra alluded to in her last question that she was going over. But there's certain steps that are baked in the cake now, and I can only speak for myself and how we operate. But you know um, borrowers are going to get their appraisal in the proper time, or they're going to sign a document saying that they waived the right to get it, and they'll get it at the time of closing or what have you. We don't practice that. There's a 3-day CD that must go out before closing could even happen, right? So I doubt that that's the case. But again, you have to put on not a poker face, but I'm one that speaks with hands and has a lot of facial expressions. You got to kind of watch yourself there as well. And really, another part of your job is to calm people down, right? Calmate, relax. And that comes with your knowledge, that comes with your body language, that comes with your experience with dealing with folks. And if you just have someone that's incessant on saying, hey, I didn't get these documents, okay, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go from here? Again, you're not going to put yourself in the loan officer's position or the title company's position, but I would always go to the place that hired me. Let's get them on the phone. And then I would let them get the loan officer on the phone if that's the case. So I don't know if I answered the question, but that's how I would handle it, Kendra.
Awesome. And one of the things that I do, and one of the things that you can even do after hearing this from a loan officer, is I will ask them, hey, did you maybe get an email from your loan officer?
There
Have you
you go.
checked your emails? Did you check your spam and your junk? Sometimes the emails go in there. A lot of mortgage companies also have portals now, apps that are specific for that signer's transaction. Hey, did you check your portal? I
Mm,
can't tell you how many times, guys, when people say, I didn't get it. And I go, did you check your email or did you check your portal? And they go, oh. So, just knowing that that is a part of the process and kind of just reminding them, hey, it might be there. Did you check there? Kind of refreshes their memory because, again, this is often a very big process for signers as a signing agent. So I can't tell you literally how many, probably at this point, thousands, if not tens of thousands of signings and mortgage loans I have seen over the past 15 years. This is all day, every day for me. But the average person only does, 3 mortgage transactions, Robert,
Over a
somewhere around
lifetime.
there
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
their life. The
Mhm.
average person only does like 3, maybe. So the whole process to them was probably stressful. They probably forgot things just because
Right.
there was so much going on. So again, as Robert said, being calm, that is really the first thing I tell all my students when they come, freaking out over something. I'm like, first, calm down, so be calm. If you're stressed out, if you're freaking out, then the signer's going to feel like they need to freak out. Any of y'all ever seen a little baby and the baby fall and the baby look at you to see how they should react? Should I
Right.
cry? Should I be
Right.
happy?
Right.
Seriously.
That's
That's
exactly what
how
happens.
signers are. They're that little baby. And when something happens and they get their knee skin, they're going to look at you and
Right.
go, should I be concerned or is this normal? And if you're calm, that's going to keep them calm. And trust me, a calm signer is going to be a happier client with their loan officer. Love it. All right, let's see. Kind of touched that one, so I won't do that one. All right, let me ask you this. So, where can the loan officer's contact information be found if the signer says that they don't have their loan officer's information? Now, again, we already know they got it. It's their loan officer.
Right. Right.
But
Right. Right.
they're at the signing, they're stressed. I don't have my loan officer's information. Where can that information be found?
Man, I didn't look at this question, but
Uh-oh.
okay.
Dun,
But
dun,
hold on, hold on, hold
dun.
on. We game time. Wait a minute. So it used to on the old 1003s or uniform residential loan applications, the ERLAs. On the new ones, they're like a book. But I
Mhm.
believe on page 9 of the ERLA, the loan officer, the lender's information will be their NMLS license number and their contact information. Oh, also on the closing disclosure, page 5, down at the bottom, you'll have a row of everybody as far as the loan, the lender should be the loan officer, title company, things of that nature. So that's where you could get their information if you're, in game time, if you will, and you need to reach out to those people.
For somebody who wasn't prepared, I like how you just,
I do this, Kendra, just like you
that's
every
what you
day.
do.
Yeah. That's what we do.
Absolutely, guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Robert had perfect. It's on the loan application and it's on the CD.
Yeah.
So again, if the signer is in that stressful point, they're freaking out, they say they don't have the information for their loan officer, the information can be found there. Now, this is just my Kendra tip as well. Again, we tend to get invested in this transaction with the signer, but have the signer call their loan officer. Do not pick up your personal cell phone and call the loan officer. Have the signer call their loan officer and
Great
have the
point.
signer and ask their loan officer the question. Because again, that's another thing that I will see a lot of new signing agents do. They're trying to help. And so they pick up their cell phone and they try to call the loan officer. That's not our job, guys. We want that conversation to be directly between the loan officer and the signer. Now, if the loan officer does not answer, because they're kind of busy doing mortgage loans, have the signer leave a message, obviously, and then you can contact the contracting company. So whoever hired you, whether it's a signing company or a title company, you can contact your contact
Right.
and say, hey, this is the issue that we're having. The signer needs to speak to their loan officer. Will you please ask the loan officer to call the signer at the signer's phone number.
There you go.
Trust me, this will save you some headaches, guys. Again, when I first became a signing agent, this was one of the things I did wrong. I'm trying so hard to help the signers out. I'm calling on my phone, and then my cell phone is kind of held hostage because now the conversation, the signer has my phone talking to their loan officer. So you don't want to do that. Make sure that the signer uses their phone to call their loan officer.
Good stuff, Kendra. That's excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is a question too that I get, and I've even run into a few times. Just your opinion, because obviously the reasons why this could happen can be very different.
Mhm.
Why are some loan officers pushy when they attend loan signings? You tell me your thoughts. I'll tell you my thoughts, or I can tell you my thoughts first, or whatever. Let me know.
Having been called pushy once or twice in my life, I think the answer, the short answer is because when you go to a signing, you can tell that the notary doesn't know what they're talking about. Okay, they're and things of that nature. So I'm not pushy. Most of us loan officers are control freaks because of all the things that we just talked about earlier today, right? A lot of work that has gone on to get to this point, good, bad, or indifferent. As a matter of fact, in our office, we've stepped this out over a process on a purchase loan for us to get a customer from hello to the closing table, 740 steps. Okay, a lot of steps, right? So now we go to the closing, and if there's a notary there orchestrating the signing and getting the signatures and things of that nature, and you're searching for stuff and and looking at the loan officer, then the loan officer might take over, right? Because they want the thing to close. So again, I've never felt like I had to intervene when I had a professional handling the closing. I sit back, shut up, and ride, and just comfortable and knowing, that we're going to get to where we need to be. So that's what I would say.
Absolutely, guys. Again, it goes back to the time and effort that these loan officers have put into getting their borrowers to this closing point. And it also, goes into the money that they're going to make. Let's be real. Whether you're getting paid commission or whether you're getting paid salary. Because look, I'm not going to lie. I get upset if somebody messes with my $100, $150, $200 on a signing. Loan officer, real estate agent could be making thousands of dollars on that one transaction. Especially in the case of real estate agents, they've already put out money out of their pocket to help this transaction get to the point where it is. And again, with real estate agents, and I'm sure even loan officers, depending on the size of the loan, you can even be looking at tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't trying to get none of y'all to be real estate agents, but I've seen some really big real estate agent commission checks. So right. I'd be a little salty if a signing agent messed up my thousands of dollar check. But they're basically, guys, just very invested in this transaction, in helping these borrowers, these signers, get this transaction closed. They're personally invested, business invested, and financially invested. And then the other thing Robert said that I think is very important to note is that most real estate agents and loan officers who attend the signing won't be pushy if they see that you know what you're doing. So I've come into signings and I've already can tell from the posture and I won't say attitude, not necessarily bad, but just the attitude of the loan officer or the real estate agent that they're like, all right, another signing agent. I'm going to have to come in here and fix it up. But when they see that I know what I'm talking about, that I can guide the signers through the documents, point out the important information, they sit back. Because trust me, they don't want to do your job. They have already done their job. So they surely don't want to do our job as well. And then I'm going to give you guys another little Kendra tip for free. This is just a little, put this in your pocket. Compliment the loan officer or the real estate agent. So if I get to a point where I see something where I can throw a compliment in at the real estate for the real estate agent or the loan officer, oh, your interest rate is 4%. You must have a really good loan officer. You
Hercules,
know,
Hercules.
if I see,
Right.
the sellers contributed $5,000 or whatever, oh, you must have a really good real estate agent, and the real estate agent loan officer sitting at the table and they start
Superman,
smiling all big.
Superman.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you,
A
it's
Wonder
really
Woman.
hard for somebody to be mad at you
Right.
when you just complimented them and complimented their skills. So that's kind of my little Kendra tip also on how to deal with pushy or aggressive loan officers and real estate agents. We want to get them on our side because at the end of the day, we're all on the same team. At
Right.
the end of the day, we all want this transaction to close. So bring them on in the team and trust me, you will see their attitude change tremendously.
And they'll look for you the next time. Trust me.
Boom. Hello.
Yeah.
So, kind of along those lines, can a loan officer request a specific signing agent for their loan signings?
So, guys, I'm not your average bear. I can in certain situations, um, especially on refinances, because I have relationships with a title company that I do a lot of business with. And if you're a part of, if I call you and say, hey, go talk to this person, get on this list, I can say, hey, I want this person to go out and handle this because I can be comfortable and confident and go on doing what I'm doing because I know it's going to be done right. That said, most loan originators, to be honest with you, and I'm looking at some of the questions in the comment section, they don't know this stuff, guys. They barely, let me not be negative. A lot of folks are having a hard time understanding the CD, the closing disclosure. So you have closing departments, you have different title companies, things of that nature. So I would say as the whole, not really. You'll have some brokers are still out here, maybe even funding and closing in their names, but a lot has changed in the industry where a lot of the investors now are disclosing and things of that nature. So they more so control the title company and who goes out to do those things. So that's how I would answer that question.
Awesome. So I kind of want to add to that, guys. So, first of all, even though the loan officers oftentimes or may not be able to specifically select the signing agent, again, I'm giving you guys some direct business tidbits here. You still want to be friends with the loan officer. You still want to get them on your side because there's still degrees of separation. So even let's say Robert wasn't able to select you, as a signing agent on future deals. If you've demonstrated to him though that you are a good signing agent, guess who Robert knows? Robert knows a bunch of people in title. So while he may not be able to specifically select you for deals, he can put you in contact with escrow officers and people that he know in the title business.
Right.
And then those people are decision makers who can give you signing agent business. So again, this is one of these things that I think new and aspiring signing agents don't understand because a lot of us come from a job background and not a business background. With business, sometimes it's like chess. Sometimes you have to think 2 and 3 steps ahead. People may think, oh, well, a loan officer can't give me business, so I'm not even going to fool with that loan officer. But again, who does that loan officer know in the industry? And if they like you, they will have no problems putting you in contact with the other people that they know in the industry with a nice little, hey, this signing agent is great. And like I said, real estate, mortgage, and title is extremely referral based. If you get a good referral from someone, then the person that they refer you to is going to be much more likely to select you to do signings for them. So don't get discouraged by the fact that he said, hey, they may not be able to select you. Having a loan officer connection is still very powerful, guys. What were you going to say, Robert?
Just one other thing to that too, Kendra. I have some new loan officers now, right? And I know everybody that's on this this call or this video. At the end of the day, I want to know how to get more signings. What you miss is this, and I'll use the example that I'm training with new loan officers, right? All of the sexy stuff is I want to know all of the programs and I want to know all of the interest rates and how to price things. Kendra will tell you this. The most important thing, the best loan officers, guess what, guys? They know how to take a great application. So all of my loan officers, they get upset with me because I stress and I don't let them go too far until you know how to master the ERLA, because that's where the gold lies. So with you all, same thing. Training is very important, and you have to have a system. You have to see closing packages. You have to be able to digest that information, and without thinking, I was thrown a curveball asking where the loan officer information is. I've seen so many packages, boom, I know where to go, right? I've looked at it, I've read it. So here's the jewel that I want to drop. The title company or the signing agent that reached out to you and contracted with you to do this job, that's game time. That's the Super Bowl. Knock it out the park. And you won't have to ask how to get business. It will chase you down.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. No knock to, people who want to bring goodie bags and go knocking on doors and all this stuff. Do you, boo? But I'm going to tell you, Kendra, I am lazy. I don't want to work harder than I have to. I don't want to go knocking on 20 escrow officers' doors. I don't want to have to put together goodie bags. I want to be a very good signing agent because, again, in this referral-based business, if you are a very good signing agent, people will market for you. If you knock Robert's loan out of the park, if he maybe had some signers that he knew were just going to be a little nervous at the closing table and you were able to guide them through those documents smoothly, I promise you, they're going to notice that. And when they talk to the other people in this industry, they're going to say, you know what? I had a really good signing agent the other day. They did an excellent job. So here's their info. People will market for you if you do a great job. So again, guys, nothing against goodie bags, nothing against cakes and cookies and stuff. But the other thing that I find interesting, because I sit in title offices often, title has kind of changed. We've all become more customer service based. There used to be a time when title offices didn't have drinks and food and all kinds of stuff in it 20 years ago.
Right.
Fast forward to today, guys. They have more cakes and goodies and tacos and chips and champagne. I mean, no offense. There's no goodie bag that you can bring that's better than the goodies that they already have in that office. I promise you. They give me goodie bags when I walk out. They have so much stuff. So again, nothing wrong with goodie bags, guys, but work smarter, not harder. If you are very good, business will chase you down. Most of the direct business I get is because escrow officers have marketed for me and said, this chick is good. Call her if you need a good signing agent.
And Kendra, it takes time, guys. It takes time. You're just starting off.
Yep.
Okay. Not to take over the show. Here's the deal. We've all dated at some point in time. Who liked the person that was pressing you? Nobody likes the presser. It takes time. Relax. Chill out. Act like you've been there before. And while you're waiting, develop your systems, right? Read these signing packages. When you go in, do you practice, right? We used to have cold call practice. Remember that, Kendra? We used to practice objections, practice scenarios. That way, when it's game time, baby, you play. It's muscle memory. I need a basket. I don't need a cake, right? I need you to go to this closing, get it signed with all of the drama that the people have. That's why I'm sending you, okay? Because you're the closer, okay? You get it closed, and when the documents come back, Kendra, two documents. That W-9, they never get it signed.
See?
But then you try to, what title company, where can I take some? No, get the W-9 signed.
Yes.
The first time.
Get that box on the 4506T checked.
Get the what is that? The identification doc. I forgot. It's not the Patriot Act, but the where you need two forms of identification. Get the two forms of identification.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes.
Let me relax.
No, that's good. Because again, guys, there's no goodie bag that is going to get you business if you cannot get documents signed properly. Right. Period. I don't care. You can bring them a diamond encrusted goodie bag. They're not going to give you business. And again, things that will help with that. And again, I know people think, oh, she's only saying this because she has a training program. No, guys, seriously, you need training. You need to see sample documents ahead of time. You need someone to tell you these are the tricky things that most inexperienced signing agents miss. You need mock training videos to see what actually happens at a signing. Because again, a lot of people who come into this may not have even done a mortgage transaction of their own. So how can you do something that you've never seen done before?
Right.
And this is why training is so important, because these are the skills that you are going to need. And I know a lot of people like, well, everything's online for free and everything is on YouTube. So I'm going to say this. You're going to you will either spend time learning this stuff, or you will spend money learning this stuff. You're going to have to spend something. Is the information magically floating around on the internet somewhere? Sure. But how much time do you have to find all these little pieces, try to make sense of it, and put it together? You will literally spend years trying to do that. The time that I spent was the time when, like Robert said, we were mortgage loan originators. We worked at a company where we had to close our own loans. So that was the time that I put in, years of doing that and learning these documents. And then, guys, years as a new signing agent. I messed up a lot, and I knew mortgage documents. I had experience and I still messed up. So I made mistakes. It took me time, trial and error to learn these things. And I know a lot of people like, I ain't got 3, 4, 5 years. I'm trying to be good now. Okay. Then if you don't have the time to spend, then you're going to have to invest in training to get that information distilled and given to you. That's literally, guys, how it works. I know that's not what people want to hear, but that's the deal. So I tell folks all the time, if you don't want to pay for training, you're cool, but be prepared to spend the time that it is going to take. And when I say time, I'm literally meaning years to learn how to do this on your own. Okay, we're gonna go through my last little couple of questions real quick, then we're gonna hit these Q&A questions, because I've seen some good questions in there. Okay, Robert, how does the mortgage market affect the availability of signings for signing agents?
I was just about to say something, and this is the question. This is how it affects it, guys. Right now, everybody's super excited. Rates are low. There's a lot of signings going on. In just a minute, when rates go up just a little bit, the volume is going to go down. And those that have taken the time to train, prepare themselves, you guys are going to be the only ones around. Facts. We've lived through a real recession. Okay. We used to sell rates when they were 15 to 21%. Okay. This 2.5 to 3.5% environment, it's caused a lot of people to eat, and that's a good thing. But it also will make you lazy. Okay. Again, get the training. Internet's going to give you nuance. That's all it's going to give you. You don't know what you don't know. And here's the last thing. You have to find somebody that you're going to trust. Know, like, and trust. And so when you choose a team, stick with the team, go through the process and learn. I see a lot of questions in the comment section. It's not, I challenge you to get off the I bus, okay, and get on the they bus. What do they need? Because that's where the money resides. I relinquish my time.
You silly. Absolutely. So guys, to kind of just on that, Robert said so much in that, but just in that last point. And again, I know when you're new, you're kind of stressing and you do have that I mentality. And it does take a little bit of time to wrap your mind around the fact that to be successful, you've got to get out of that I mentality. One of the things that and again, I'm dropping y'all some of my personal direct business knowledge that I took years to learn.
Right.
But one of the things that I personally do with my clients, whether they're signing companies, direct business clients, whatever, is that I stress to them that I understand how difficult their job is, because whether they're a signing company, title company, loan officer, real estate agent, their job is difficult. I stress that I understand how difficult their job is. And then I also stress that my goal is to make their job easier. That's what I want to do. That's how I approach title companies, loan officers. You know, hey, Mr. Loan Officer, I know that sometimes you're going to have nervous signers at the table. I really try my best to walk your signers through these documents, pointing out all of the important information to keep them calm and make them happy at the end of the process. That's what the loan officer wants. Same thing with the real estate agent. I know, Mr. Real Estate Agent, you've gone through a lot to get here. Here's what I'm going to do to make this easier for you. Same for the title company, signing company. Here, I'm going to send these documents back error-free. That is literally the number one thing for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to send these documents back error-free so that there is no holdup in funding. I'm going to drop these documents off on time.
How about that? Wow.
So that you get these documents back tomorrow.
Amen.
I don't know how many people who don't understand you have to drop documents in time so the originals get where they're supposed to go. I'm going to do everything I can to make your job easier. And I can't think of anyone who would not want to work with someone who is going to make their job easier. So let's go into some of these questions. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking there's a bunch of them, but let's see. Robert, were there any that you saw in particular that you wanted to touch on? I'm just going to try to scroll back.
It kind of went away, but the person that was talking about the Spanish, the documents being printed in Spanish.
Let me locate that one. I'm going to find it here. I know what you're talking about.
Right. And that's go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was about to say that's because you started speaking in Spanish. You got
I don't fool
hype.
I only know 2 words
over the Spanish. Let's see, where'd it go? Oh, I know it's here. Go ahead with your answer.
All I was going to say is that's something that you can get packages, the pertinent documents printed in Spanish, but overall the title documents and things of that nature, everything's not going to be in Spanish. So that's why you're there, right? Mm-hmm. And that could be a very nice niche back to title companies and stuff, because when you look at the research, that's one of the fastest growing segments, buying homes. Mm-hmm. So what might seem to be a problem, and that's how I wanted to address it, we got to learn how to see the problems. Back to what Kendra and I are saying, how can that's a great way to go to a title company, because now you can solve a problem, mm-hmm. right? Because they don't have bilingual speakers that can facilitate the signing correctly the first time and drop the packages off on time. You're welcome. I'm just playing. I'm being a little facetious,
guys. If you are bilingual, if you speak any other language, you are in high demand. I don't care what language. You could speak Mandarin. I promise you are going to be in high demand. And that is something that, if you're not already promoting it, that you do absolutely need to promote. And then if you do speak another language, one thing that I would, though, encourage you to do is do your research on the appropriate terms in that other language, because mortgage terms don't come up in conversational Spanish. They don't come up in conversational whatever it is that you speak. So I have actually seen a real estate dictionary, Spanish to English, English to Spanish, real estate dictionaries. And then also start thinking about not just that term in the other language, but then how to break the explanation down in that language. Because I can promise you, if you're a native speaker, but you still had to go get a real estate dictionary to figure out what the Spanish word is, the signer probably isn't going to know it either. So you're going to need to put in a little more work to be good at it. But again, it is absolutely worth the time investment. And then I promise you, if you become an excellent Spanish-speaking signing agent, or whatever language it is that you speak, you are not going to have to chase business down. Business is going to chase you down. Awesome. I don't know if either one of us are going to have the answer to this question, Robert, but just curious. Do you see many lawsuits against notary signing agents due to mistakes or giving improper advice?
I really haven't. I cannot say I've ever seen one. I know they're probably out there, but that's my true and honest answer. I don't know of any that come to mind.
So I'm going to say this as well, guys. I don't know of, anyone personally. I have seen, news and different things that have happened. But here's the deal. Here's how I always think of it. I don't care how many people have been sued, 1 million or 0. You know who I don't want to get sued? This person right here.
Amen, sister. Amen.
So what I always say is do it right and cover yourself. And you cover yourself by doing it right, doing it legally. Because again, it doesn't matter if nobody else in the world has ever had a lawsuit against them. You do not want to be the person that has a lawsuit against them. And another thing I want to point out is anybody can get sued. You could do everything absolutely right.
Facts.
And someone can still choose to take you to court. So you may prevail because you did everything absolutely right, but then you still have the time and finances that you had to pay to defend yourself against this allegation. So I personally don't know of anyone who's had a lawsuit against them for making a mistake or giving improper advice. But again, that don't mean it's okay to make mistakes and give improper advice.
That's what the E&O is for, right?
Yeah, exactly. But again, guys, watch my videos. So there is a difference between notary errors and omissions insurance, signing agent errors and omissions insurance. We're signing agents. We do more than just get things notarized.
Right.
Your notary or errors and omissions insurance only covers you for notary actions. If you make another type of mistake that causes a problem on the loan, if you don't get something signed, if you don't drop documents off in time, if you don't get the notice right to cancel signed in time, and somebody takes you to court because it caused them some sort of a loss, your notary errors and omissions insurance is not going to cover you for that. So there is other insurance out there. I am not an insurance professional. Talk to an insurance professional about signing agent insurance, professional insurance, business insurance, whatever. Find you an insurance professional and get insurance that will cover you, that you feel comfortable about.
CYA, yeah. Cover those assets.
That is always my motto. Cover yourself. So okay, let's take a look at this. Zedra is looking to do signings at a title company versus going into someone's home. How can I get some experience with oversight with a loan officer? So I'm actually going to kind of touch this first, Rob, and then you.
I think this is right up your alley. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So you've got a bunch of little things kind of mixed up. Right. So if you want to become, and it's kind of hard to tell from your question, I don't know if you want to become a title company employee or if you only want to do signings in a title company. Okay. So those are two different things. If you want to be a title company employee, then you need to look and see what positions are available, whether or not your skill set works with that, and apply. Even if you want to be a title company employee, getting oversight with a loan officer is not going to assist you in necessarily in getting a job at a title company. They're two totally different skill sets. Now, if you are looking to get direct business or to only do signings in title companies, then this is where you need to get very good at being a signing agent so that you can get that direct business, which will mainly be in title offices. Because here's the deal, guys. Signing agents are the DoorDash. we are DoorDash. We are Uber. The whole point of signing agents is that we go to the signers.
Convenience.
Yes, I do some signings in title offices, but I still go out to wherever the signer is. So I will say this, if you're trying to be a signing agent who only does signings in title offices, you're going to have a difficult time because people want to hire signing agents who are available to go where the signer needs them to go, which may oftentimes be title offices, but you may need to go to their home. You may need to go to their job. You may need to go to the soccer field where they're a coach and meet with them in the middle of a soccer game, which I have done. You may need to meet them at a truck stop. You may, wherever they are. Was there anything you wanted to add to that, Rob?
Because I wasn't sure if she wanted to be an employee or what she was saying. So you hit it on the head.
Exactly.
Yep.
Perfect. Let's see. And again, I think we get a little mix up here with C. Martin, but it was a good question. So she said, what I would like to know is what is the best way to approach a title company for business? And how has Robert, as a mortgage lender, found signing agents that work with him? So again, guys, the best way to approach a title company is to be very good. Number one, nothing else will work if you are not good. So be very good. Know what you're doing. Be error free. And then this is a referral based business. Talk to people in the business and get them to refer you to someone who is in a title office. And then Robert, go ahead. Yes, sir.
Brief quickly. I always look at the funding packages, and I know if a mobile notary or an NSA did the job, and I take note of who did it correctly the first time.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So there you go. And so, Robert, how have you found signing agents that work with you? Would you say most of them have been pretty much assigned through the title company that did your closing?
They have, unless they're refinances. And then that's why I was trying to answer her question.
Mm-hmm.
I find them based on loans that they've closed.
Yes.
And I take note of who did it correctly.
You did good.
And that's who I ask the next time I have control of the situation.
Perfect.
To do it for me. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So then Iris has a question here. Is the loan officer responsible for knowing the witness requirements for the state they are creating the loan for and communicating this information to the borrower?
I'm going to defer. That sounds like something that's in your training class.
Question.
Yeah.
No, the loan officer is not responsible
Right.
for knowing the witness requirements. So guys, as a signing agent, you need to know what the witness requirements are in your state. And it is also usually the title company, or if you're an attorney state, the attorney.
Right.
Because again, our position is a little bit weird. We are kind of an extension of the title company or the attorney. We're doing the signing part that they would normally do. So usually what will happen is the title company, because their job is to make sure that everything on the documents is done properly to secure the title to the home, to make sure there's no issues with the title. So they are going to want to make sure that the witness requirement is met so that the signer or anybody else can't come back and say, this title isn't secure because there was no witness to this deed of trust. So the
Correct.
title company or the attorney is going to be the first line of defense on who knows whether or not it's a witness is required. And then us as signing agents, we should also know. And it's usually pretty much as simple as, is my state a witness state or not? So Texas is not a witness state. So when somebody comes and says, hey, Kendra, a witness is needed for this transaction, I'm like, it's in Texas and y'all need a witness? I got questions. Right. Because Texas is not generally a witness state. Now, if it is an out-of-state property, then if that state has a witness requirement, then yes, we still have to get witnesses, even if we are in a state that does not normally require witnesses. And this is where I generally rely on the title company and the attorney to know what the requirement is for that state. That requirement, if I'm not working with them directly, that requirement should get passed through to the signing company, who then tells me that a witness is required. So great question. But at the end of the day, no, the loan officer don't know. So don't call the loan officer asking them about no witness.
And I did know the answer, but I'm not the title company. I'm not insuring the title. So go to the place that hired you.
Boom. See, yeah. just like us guys, we don't answer questions that are outside of our purview. Loan officers don't answer questions that are outside of the
scope
purview.
Of what I do. Yep.
Let's see.
This is fun, Kendra.
Sure. I'm having a good time too. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So okay, so I think what she is asking on the fabulous new loan application, she's asking, has initialing that first page been addressed for single borrowers and joint borrowers?
No, not on the whole. There's not a uniform answer to that. Again, I'm going to default to the title company, the place that hired me, right? To make sure I'm signing it based upon their instructions. As lenders, when we send out the documents to the title company, we send instructions along with it, right? On what needs to be done. So I'm not going to answer your question and then give you wrong information. Here's the chain. Who hired me? If it's a title issue, I'm going to defer to the title company. Easily done. Reach out to them. Make sure you do it right so that it's done one time and one time only. That's my response to that.
There you go. So my 2 cents, and again, I'm not the final authority on the new loan application. The way I personally read it is if it is a joint application, then initial. But I will also say this, and again, this is one of my Kendra secrets on how to send a package back well and done right. It doesn't hurt anything, as far as I know, for you to get it initialed if it's an individual application. There's really nothing else on that page. If it did not need to be initialed, that form can be shredded, discarded by the closing department, whatever, if they did not need it for an individual application. So I personally believe, the way I read it, you should only initial if it's a joint application, but I don't think it hurts anything to get it initialed if it is an individual application. But always defer to the instructions that are sent to you in that package. So there have been times where instructions have been sent to me. I don't agree with the instructions, but you know what? It ain't my money. So I'm going to follow the instructions of the people who are giving these people their money. If they want it initialed, I'm going to get it initialed. If they say don't initial it, I'm not going to get it initialed. I am going to follow their instructions because that's my job as the signing agent, to follow those instructions that are sent to me.
How about Jojo? That's a good question towards the
Where's
bottom.
Mojo Jojo?
Towards the bottom.
Let's
And
see.
Skittles
Okay.
K. Yeah.
Let's see. Boom.
That's an excellent question.
That one. What's the best loan signing agent training to take?
They're asking me.
They're asking you.
Kendra Lewis, Signing Agent Basics. That's the best program. No cap for you younger folks. That's what I really believe. And that's who I've sent folks to that are looking to get into this business, because you'll be trained properly and there's ongoing training, like great calls or videos or lives like this today.
Absolutely, guys. And of course, I'm going to say my training, but here's the thing that I also tell people before I give you a little bit more information about my training. Go with the trainer and the training that you feel a connection with. I do honestly feel that that is important as well. Do your research, do your homework. I truly believe that any trainer worth their salt should have information out there for you to see. They should have YouTube videos. You should be able to see what kind of information are they already giving me. Do I like their teaching style? I'm just going to be real. There's some people I don't like hearing them talk. Nothing wrong with them. Our styles are just different.
Right.
Do your research. Also realize that different training programs have different focuses. Mm-hmm. So there are some training programs that focus on marketing, and there's nothing wrong with that. My focus is different. My focus is on giving you excellent training and making you the very best signing agent that you can be. Because I believe, and Robert has also stated that this is something that he believes, is if you are very good, you don't have to work hard at marketing. Business will come and find you. So guys, in my training program, like I said, basically all of my trial and error, things I've done right, things I've done wrong, I've distilled it into a course for you. I teach you how to go over the CD and settlement statement, how to point certain things out. Especially this is important in purchases, because people who are buying a home or selling a home want to make sure that all of the terms of their purchase contract have been met, and you're going to be able to point those things out on the settlement statement. I teach you how to go over all of the rest of the documents in the package, how to give a brief description of those documents. I teach you what some of the most common errors are so that you can avoid making those errors, because again, we don't want to make mistakes. We want to send packages back perfectly. And then I also teach you how to market effectively for direct business. We don't want to just shoot out there into space. We want to be snipers. We want to hit Robert Lewis. We want to hit these different people to be able to get signing agent business effectively. And then guys, depending on the level that you select, as Robert stated, you can also get monthly Q&A sessions with me. I just had a Q&A session this past Saturday. We talked for an hour and a half because I talk a lot, where I answer their questions that come up, because things are going to come up. And also, depending on what level you are in, you also have direct access to me via email. Because here's the deal, I don't care what training you take, you are always going to run into new things. I've been doing this for 15 years and I run into new things all of the time. So when you run into something new, you can shoot me an email and I will reply right back. So I did put the link to my training program in the chat. I'm gonna throw it in there one more time. Absolutely, guys, definitely check it out. And there's also ways to contact me on the website if you have any questions.
And you have an awesome community. Community matters, guys.
Man.
Yeah, community matters.
At this point, hundreds of students all across the country who are helping one another, because I love seeing the new signing agents help one another. Because here's the other thing, guys, it's been a minute since I've been new. The gray hair is real. It's been a minute since I've been new. So we're just distinguished. So sometimes I don't necessarily see things the way that a new signing agent does. But we honestly, at our last Q&A, I had a couple of the signing agents who have been doing this for about a year now give some awesome insight to the other people who are in the group, and basically keeping them encouraged, telling them what to expect as a new signing agent, and letting them know, yes, Kendra's telling you the truth. If you do what she says, it is going to work. So yeah, the community is awesome. All right, I've been keeping you for a long time. I'm gonna try to hit a couple more questions, Rob. If you got time.
I'm good. I'm good.
I know you're a busy man.
I blocked it off for you.
You are awesome.
Matters. Yeah.
Vanessa had a question. We strive to be error-free, but when feedback is not given from signing companies when errors are made, how can we better prepare ourselves when we may not know what we've done wrong?
Wow. Huh.
So go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to ask you. I mean, just going back, you know what error that was made because you have to go correct it. So if it were me, I would just have a running FAQ, because that's a very salient point. None of us are perfect. You're starting off. You want to own your mistakes. You want to learn from them. This is what I would say. You don't want to continue to make the same mistake. Okay. So how do you do that? Spreadsheet, analog. I don't know how you work, but okay, this is what happened. This is what I did to correct it, and don't let it happen again.
Absolutely.
But I don't know about folks not letting you know what mistake was made. Have you ever heard of that, Kendra?
So yes, and actually what can happen is if a mistake is a mistake that does not necessarily need to be notarized.
Okay.
I have seen sometimes the signing company just reach out, or the title company just reach out directly to the signer. So we absolutely hear about mistakes that we made that we have to go back out to correct. We don't always hear about the mistakes that we've made that we did not have to go back out to correct. So I understand what you're saying, Vanessa, as far as that is concerned. And again, like I said, I hate to sound like a broken record, but this is where training comes in, because I can give you my 15 years of experience in saying, you may not always hear back about this, but this is one of the things that you need to do. So again, using that 4506T as an example, there's a little box above the signature that needs to be checked. If you don't check that box, okay, they don't necessarily need you to go back out to get it fixed. So it may not be something that you hear back as something that you made a mistake on, but the company that hired you will be like, this chick don't never get this box checked. And they're going to notice it, but you don't know. So this is one of the things I will teach you. Hey, this is a mistake that signing agents make that they don't even necessarily know that they're making, So again, training is going to be the answer, and having a mentor that has been through this and can tell you these are the things. So that's really.
And this is what I would do as well, Kendra. Just came to mind, the marketing part of me. I wouldn't do it on every closing, but once a month. So I have 1, 2, 3 signing agency that hired me. These are the deals that I did. Go into Google Forms, create a little survey questionnaire, send it back. Hey, what mistakes, if any, have I made on these deals that I've done or work with you on this month? Because I want to get better.
Yes.
Man, you just hit it out the park.
Yep.
You're separating yourself because nobody does that. I guarantee.
Absolutely. Again, guys, this is a business. You are a business. And I know we're used to having jobs. So we're used to the reverse happening. You're used to having a job where you have a performance review and then your boss comes in and says, you did this right, you did this wrong, you did this right, you did this wrong. In business, it doesn't work that way. You have to be the person to reach out and communicate and basically say, hey, I want to continue to provide you with excellent customer service. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? What can I do better? You can do that with a Google form. You can do that with an email. You can do that with a phone call. But absolutely, that is an excellent suggestion. Oh my gosh, these questions keep coming. I'm gonna try to be quick. What should be our expectations for the loan officer that we're working with? What are some good things and what are some red flags?
I think that's a good question. And again, you're not really in that driver's seat, but if you're able to notice a certain loan officer on a lot of the transactions that you're doing, the customers are upset and they said they didn't get their documents 3 days before and things of that nature. Because to be honest with you, I'm looking at you as my customer, real talk. So if I know I have a refinance, I'm doing everything that I can do, explaining to my borrowers what the process is going to be before you get there. So I've heard people, signing agents say, hey, man, these folks were excellent. They already knew everything that was going to happen. So I think the only thing that you can do is take note of who's, the loan officer's names that are on the loans that you're doing. Like if you're getting it from a certain place on a regular basis. And if the borrowers are difficult and things of that nature, that's something that you could take note of. Now, are you going to say you don't want to do those loans? Hopefully you get into a position, because I have that kind of energy. I don't work with everybody, right? So maybe that's what you're trying to do, but that's what I would say to that, if that makes sense to you.
Yep. So guys, I go into every signing expecting that the loan officer has gone over the most important information with the signer. To me, their loan amount, interest rate, payment, money down should not be a surprise. I walk into every signing assuming that the signers have that information and they've been given that information from the loan officer. Now, as we talked about earlier, the loan officer may have provided that information and the signers may not have looked at that information, but that's what I expect. And in general, that's what I find has happened. And if for some reason I get to the table and what I expect and what actually is different, then that may be one of those times where you go, you know what? Hey, give your loan officer a call. And then I expect the loan officer to be able to explain to their signers, you told me this and that happened. So, but again, I personally find it doesn't happen often. It's not something that you run into a lot. To me, it's usually a one-off. So I tend to walk into every signing expecting that the borrower knows what's going on with their loan. Awesome. A couple of quick ones I think that are going to be for me mostly, and then we can probably wrap it up. Stephanie wants to know, is it smart to get RON training? That's remote online notarization training, even if your state does not have it readily available. I would say no. If RON is not already legal in your state, to me, it's really a waste of your time and finances to get training for something that you don't have access to yet. And RON being approved in a state is not something that happens quickly. It has to go through, the legal government process in your state. So you will hear about it being contemplated before it comes to pass. So you'll have time to get up to speed if you see it happening. And if that's something you want, or if you're in a state that has RON, you guys know I have my remote online notarization quick start training program where I can also get you up and running with that. And then Tiandra asked, would I recommend getting certified through the NNA and taking your training program? So the NNA, the National Notary Association, has kind of positioned themselves as the leading expert in this field. And so the majority of companies that you're going to want to work with will require that you have the NNA signing agent certification and background screening. So I do suggest that you get the NNA's least expensive package, which I think is around $70 in most states. It includes that background screening and that certification exam. But then I do recommend that you get other good signing agent training. The NNA does offer a signing agent training course, but what I found is that it does not necessarily prepare you for real world signings. So I would suggest that you get training from somebody who can give you real world training experience. And again, check out my signing agent certification exam. And then somebody else asked, will this be on replay? It absolutely will. It's going to be available, guys, here on my YouTube channel, probably within 30 minutes of this thing ending. So if you missed it, you can absolutely check it out. All right, Rob, I done kept you on here way longer than I expected to. But what I do want to show people and tell people is how they can get in contact, not get in contact with you per se, but follow you. Because again, guys, I know that a lot of you just may be interested in getting more information about mortgages. Some people are just curious. They want to know, again, what does it mean when the market does this? What's up with FHA loans and VA loans and all this different kinds of stuff? So Robert has lots of great information. Robert, you do what? Podcasts on Facebook?
Yeah,
More,
daily. I strive to come on daily, talk about things that relate to residential real estate. And as you said, if you want to kind of keep your pulse on the market from my point of view, feel free, check me out, follow me on Facebook. YouTube is more for the long form type content as far as loan products and things of that nature are concerned. And then, if you know somebody that's looking for some help with residential real estate, we lend nationwide. Texas is the home base. And there you have it. You know me, I'm not a big self promoter. I just want to add the value because you hit a very important point. You got to find the people that you know, like, and trust.
Yes.
Okay. There's enough out here for everybody. I'm never from the scarcity mindset. And I just want to find my people. And I want you guys to find your people. So my closing statements are this. If you want to find me, do some research because success leaves clues. I got crumbs all on the internet, receipts, as y'all say, right? Search Lend, Lend, the number 2 USA. See what other people are saying about me. I don't like talking about myself a lot. Let's see what the people are saying about me. And if I could be of assistance to you along those lines, let's go. Y'all are welcome.
Awesome, guys. Well, I put the link to Robert's link tree in the chat. I'm going to also put it in the description box of this video. So definitely make sure that you check it out. At the bottom of that link tree, you can see that it has the links to his Facebook page, his Instagram page, and his YouTube channel. Again, guys, Robert's not going to toot his own horn. So I'm going to go ahead and help a brother out and toot it for him. Follow him on his socials, especially Facebook, if you enjoy videos, podcasts with information about the mortgage industry and things related to the mortgage industry. Like I said, I check him out. I listen and I learn something just about every time I watch his show. And I was in the mortgage industry. So that guys, that says a lot. And then, of course, if some of you happen to be looking for a mortgage loan officer that is knowledgeable and that you can trust to help you get into the right mortgage loan for you, absolutely check this guy out. As you can see, he knows what the heck he's talking about. And he's not just trying to get you into a loan, but he's trying to get you into the right loan, as he said, to help you build generational wealth, to help you move your life and your family forward. And I'm going to tell you guys, that's not something that you're going to get from a lot of loan officers. A lot of loan officers just want to get that loan closed and be done. You're not going to find a lot of loan officers who also want to make sure that this is right for you, not just for now, but also for the long run. So definitely check out that link, check out his socials. And if you need a loan officer, check out Robert E. Lewis. Man.
Thanks, Kendra. I need to pay you. That was good. And you guys, I'm leaving with this. No cap. I'm trying to stay young. No cap. Right? Here's the deal. Every question that was brought up, again, listen to the response. Okay. If you want to be as knowledgeable, it's about team. Your team matters. And the last thing that I want to kill, nothing's free, guys. What you pay for, you pay attention to. And when you decide to hook up with a team, be on the team. You can't be on 7 teams at one time. So the internet is a great tool for that, for you to help you determine who you want to rock with, right? And when you make that choice, give it 90, 180, 6 months, give it a year, and know and understand this. You didn't hear this from either one of us. We're not trapping out here. We don't sell quick fixes. We're talking about long money. I've been making that long money. You see, I didn't used to be as fine as I am right now. Kendra will tell you, but that's what that long money will do for you. You can eat for a long time. So all joking aside, guys, Kendra, thank you very much. Hopefully I added value to your community, and thank you for the opportunity. All joking aside.
Awesome. Robert, again, thank you so much for taking the time out this morning to join us. I learned some great stuff on this interview. I hope that the folks who were watching learned some great stuff as well. And, maybe you'll come back and visit with us again in the future. I'd love to have you back to do another live with us in the future. And guys, look, again, do me a favor. If you enjoyed this video, if you got value from this video, whether you're watching it right now live or whether you're watching the replay, do me a favor, go ahead, hit that thumbs up button right now. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, what you waiting on? Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that when I have new videos coming out, you will be there to check them out. And again, guys, if you are looking for good signing agent training, absolutely check out my Signing Agent Advanced Training Program. There's details on my website. Again, that's going to be in the description box to this video. Go check it out. And I even have a free webinar, guys, that you can take with me before you even take that training, just so you can get to know more about me, who I am as a trainer, because I want each and every one of you to be successful. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. And you know what? Have a productive and profitable day. Thanks, guys.